Good afternoon. I'm Jason Smith with HSMAI. We're doing an Insights interview today with Michael Chong. Michael, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing, Jason?
Good. Michael's going to be a keynote speaker for us at the HSMAI Digital Marketing Strategy Conference coming up February 21st in New York. And Michael is founder of Uber Cool Innovation, and he's going to be giving a presentation on what's new and what we can expect in the future. But in particular, there's a few things that we're going to be talking about that I wanted to ask you about today. The first one really is about what you've referred to as an innovation quotient. What does that mean to you, and what should it mean to the digital marketers that are in the room?
Yeah, well, we all know the traditional definition of IQ, right?
Right.
It's about intelligence, but I think the innovation part of it is far more important. So I've come up with a very simple way for you to implement innovation at your organization. So I encourage attendees to think about 4 things to apply to their workplace, organization, whatever. But it's you need to think about challenging orthodoxies. We, as you well know, suffer from calcified thinking.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is make people remember the words from Steve Jobs, which are, think different. And, you need to challenge your organization into making dramatic changes, and that is the first step. It's very simple. Second is you need to identify unmet needs. I know that's a very easy one, but it's the thing that we talk about all the time, which is what are the pain points in the process, the selling, the marketing, the placing of the order. These are all easy to tackle avenues for innovation. And I say, do that first and think about how, Tony Fadell came up with the Nest Smart Thermostat because people were always fighting over the temperature, right? The third was, leverage resources. And that's simple. Large organizations have many, smaller don't, but, you can apply some of the Silicon Valley techniques, i.e. incubators, hackathons, or even as simple as an offsite meeting to come up with some, breakthrough thinking. And again, I'm going to show some examples of these rules in my presentation. And fourth, right trend waves. We all know trends are the best platform for disruptive change, and that's why I think they make a great application for innovation. Now, these 4 rules, if you can grade yourself on that within your organization from a scale of 1 to 4, don't make it too complicated, will deliver to you an IQ or an innovation quotient. So this is how I quantify that.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully people will be able to raise their IQs after they
Exactly. Yes.
So, we're really in an era where, it's a digital lifestyle.
Right.
How, for hotel marketers, should they really take advantage of that?
Well, I think, we've seen huge shifts due to technology, right? The landscape has been disrupted many times. One perfect example of that in marketing is programmatic advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Programmatic advertising is nothing more than robotic ad buying. And that is one way that marketers have started to leverage, the internet in terms of being able to get their message out in a far more efficient and certainly cost-efficient way. The other thing is, think about the rapid ascendance of voice recognition.
Mm-hmm.
The Amazon Echo speaker only debuted in April of 2015, and less than 3 years later, it was the most popular Super Bowl ad. It was, everyone knows Alexa now, and that voice recognition is exploding in terms of use with 25,000 skills available. And the Hilton hotel chain has already announced that it's going to be testing voice recognition-based rooms. So you can see marketers are rapidly embracing this technology. Now, the other one that I think, and I can go in greater depth in all of these topics when I speak, but AI and machine learning loom on the horizons as really, really big disruptive forces within digital marketing. One perfect example that many marketers haven't probably even noticed is way back in August of 2016, Google introduced literally their machine learning technology in their Google Analytics mobile app. Mobile app only. That already tells you, okay, things are changing, right? Not on the desktop, in the mobile app. And they apply the rules they learned from, measuring millions of websites over, eons of time in our dog years, that is, and apply these rules to your website, i.e. your viewport of 1490 by 900 pixels is performing above average. The 800 by 600 is not, this is how you should address that. This is like, wow, this is like mind-blowing. So that's a preview of things to come where, you will be able to apply sophisticated modeling to any challenge at the push of a button. And we're going to see a lot more of that coming down the pike. So I encourage marketers to embrace that.
Does that help digital marketers prove, return on investment for their efforts? The fact that, everything is digital, it seems, in marketing today. Does that help or hurt the ability to have an ROI?
Well, ever since the day of digital marketing, we've been talking about, does it pay off? And the ROI challenge is still the number one measurement. 63% of marketers say, they measure their marketing success based on their return on investment. So yet at the same time, it was a very interesting study a few years ago done where the research firm came up with the conclusion that of the 600 billion we spend on digital marketing projects, 400 billion falls short of ROI or has none. That gives you an idea. 2/3 of our spending is really not really effective. So yes, technology has provided us with ever finer ways of measuring ROI. But, we're going to have to use peer knowledge in these instances to determine what works best. So for a brand, certainly social engagement marketing is going to be very, very hard to track. There's no doubt in my mind that what is that going to contribute to my bottom line? But we know, for example, that, ad buyers in general, Google search comes in first, Facebook advertising comes in second, and perhaps some sponsored posts on social media are doing very well. But in general, it's the video-based ads on social media that are driving ROI, and we know what the sources are. So we can conclude that, as we get more sophisticated modeling available through AI and machine learning, that the machine is going to be able to tell us what is performing better. And that will help a lot because, of course, one of the other challenges that we all face is that all of these measuring and metrics systems that we have, there's over 5,000 digital marketing products. Okay, give me a break. Trying to tie them all together with your legacy system, where the ROI problem actually probably rears its ugly head. Because if you can't measure offline effectiveness of your digital channel, then the whole thing is for naught. So this is why I think, we're going to see improvements. Internet of Things will help track far more definitively what's happening at the retail side. And of course, if everything is moving to e-commerce, hey, that chain is already closed. So we're going to see a lot of change in this marketplace that will help all marketers quantify ROI better.
Great. That'll be welcomed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you hope attendees, at the conference that see your presentation walk away with?
Okay, so there's one recurring message I, try to illustrate with at least 3 case studies, and that is that relentless innovation drives success. Okay. And that's something that, again, that's the other ROI that a lot of people can't really put their finger on, which is, does this innovative stuff really work? Does it really help us? Well, it does. And, in a digital marketing world where only 11% of dollars are spent on innovative projects, I think we need to change things. So I want to, hammer that home, because the only way we can get more innovation within organizations is if the rank and file push the message up the chain, and that's what needs to happen. And secondly, due to these huge Uber trend waves that I'll be discussing, the landscape is changing continuously. So the consumer market is a moving target, and you need to skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it is right now. So those are the two key messages I want to communicate in my session.
Great. Well, I know I'm looking forward to it, and I know attendees will have fun and get a lot to take away.
Yes, they will get a few nuggets that will be invaluable in their future career.
Great. Well, thanks, Michael, for taking a few minutes to give us a little preview today. And again, it's the HSMAI Digital Marketing Strategy Conference, February 21st in New York. HSMAI.org for more information. And we'll look forward to seeing you there, Michael. Thanks a lot. Thanks again today.
Thanks, Jason. It was a pleasure.